All right, generally when I start, I just want to build for Windows because if you build for Android, it takes a long time, and you want to leave this checked because you're going to be we're going to be automatically generating screenshots for every prefab. All right, okay. Hey, welcome to part 2. Here we're going to be, the end goal is to generate a zip file containing all the Unity, containing the asset bundle, the Unity asset bundle that has all the prefabs you need to go into your kit. Here I've named the kit folder with the kit ID that we got from part 1 and then gave it pirates. I also have imported some assets from a kit that I got from the a Unity pack that I bought off the Unity asset store. So let's start with here. Let's do some props. If you look at this, let's start with a single item. So we're going to drag this in here. And what we're trying to do is make this object, make this Unity prefab and turn it into a prefab in our own kit. So we're going to select it. I'm going to call it anchor. And then we're going to convert it. This conversion process is done. Now, if you scroll down, it should have created, if it didn't exist, a folder called the folder name pirates. And inside, you're going to see prefab containing the object that you just set up and a screenshot for it. So the screenshot is used so that users, when they open this kit, can preview it. All right. So now we did it for a single one. As you notice, it named it anchor, and everything's happy. If you drag it back in here, you'll see what it did. It created this structure that is required for everything to work in AltSpace. Having a collider be on the nav mesh layer, etc., etc., etc. After you create the prefab, you can modify these. So you can go back in and you can say, oh, maybe you don't want the collider, or maybe you want to, I don't know, whatever you need to do. You can make those changes, hit apply, and it'll update that prefab. Okay, you don't even need that because that's just for the thing. Okay, so let's say you want to do 2, right? Let's say you want to take this pack and do multiple. So let's say you've got 5 barrels here, right? You can select all 5 barrels, and in here, name it barrel, and the tool will automatically convert all 5 of them. So it takes a little longer because it'll do all 5 of them in the row. And then when it's done, oh, we saw some errors here. So let's see what happened, right? So, but it created them anyway. So here's all 5 errors. And what you see is it named each one. And if you dragged it out, it did its job. One thing, there were some errors. You can say it failed to make a convex collision. That's generally okay. But in this case, the tool is meant to be easy to use. And so so I would say, even if you saw an error, go for it, try it, see what happens, and you can always come back and update it. Okay, it's very important that we know the name of the prefab here for the future. Okay, so let's say you've done going through this, and you've got a folder full of these prefabs. What you can do is scroll down to the next section, and I'm just gonna, during testing, I'm just gonna do for Windows. Yes, I want to include the screenshots, and I want to I can click this to refresh the folder. So what the uploader has noticed is that, hey, I've got a folder full of stuff that I want to build. Let's go ahead and build. Okay, while it's building, we're gonna. Okay, let's do that. While it's building the kit, what we want to do is, oh, it's done. Okay, so when it's done, one thing to look for is check the size. If it's like 1 kilobyte, there probably something went wrong. And if it's really big, then you probably needed to split things out. So if you look inside, we'll just take a quick look. Screenshots are in its own folder. and you've got just the Windows. If you had built for Android, there would be another Android folder with stuff inside. Okay, so now what you want to do if you want to update the contents of a kit, you want to just drag this over here, or you can just click this, choose file, and find that on your computer. This is the fastest for me. Click update. It will upload the file into the server, and if you hit refresh after a few seconds, you'll see that these artifacts down here have populated. The artifacts map one-to-one to the prefabs, the Unity prefabs you have in your scene. And what we actually do is, after you upload the zip file, if the screenshots are included, we automatically create these artifacts for you over time. So if it didn't exist before, it'll add them. So here it automatically, based on the name of the prefab, generated a nice name for you, uploaded the image, and it's done here. Now, if you were uploading a large kit, like say with 100 objects, it might take a few minutes for all of these to populate. Once they populate, okay, so let's take a moment. So, how can you tell if there's a successful upload? Well, on the left side of your kit, under the administrator controls, towards the bottom here, you'll see per platform how big was the latest successful update. Upload. So in this case, I was just building for Windows, so this is the PC platform. It's very small, as we would expect, and it was created a minute ago. If I had updated Android as well, there'd be another line item here. Now, if the upload failed, you wouldn't see this section. So this is a great place to go look at your kit to see if indeed the update happens. Okay, and if you wanted to manage your artifacts, you can click on this. They'll be paginated, and you can go in and edit these manually if you want to, but for the most part, you shouldn't have to. All right, once this is in the system, you can test your kit in VR by opening up your client. If you had your client open before, you must restart your client. That's a very important point. You must restart your client in order for the changes to take effect. And that's it. That's how